I don't know. I've always had like.
I mean, like, I'm not talking about what made you start being like, we should do a podcast. I'm saying, like, everybody talks about that. When were you like, we're doing the podcast, like we're doing our first podcast?
So funnily enough,
because the excuses I get are like, I say excuses, but like the things people tell me like don't seem like valid reasons not to do something.
Right.
To me,
and granted, like something like this, you will run into 1,000 problems. Like because like when I started this, I had a good idea of how to like work technology and stuff, use computers and whatnot. Like I had a very basic knowledge. But you're talking about like XLR cable. I didn't know what the fuck an XLR cable was. Yeah. This is a mixer. I didn't know shit about mixers and cords and mics and like how they function together. I didn't understand any of that. But what initially happened was my friend JJ and I one day, we were out working out. We were at the gym. We just got out the sauna. We drove back, and he and I, we would always like buy cigars. We'd go play pool and like just shoot the shit, talk, smoke cigars. So what we did one day is we just sat down in my backyard. Mind you, it was windy as shit. Like the wind's going in and out of the mics. But we plugged up some like USB bootleg, like $20 mics into his MacBook, downloaded a little free software, and we were just bullshitting. We were just smoking cigars and talking. And at that time, I was watching a lot of podcasts, and I've always been like interested in like creating things or like creating content, making videos of the sort, anything. I was a big gamer when I was younger. I still enjoy it. So like watching YouTube is something I did as I was growing up, and I kind of came up on it. And I always wanted to do something similar. So we took that idea. We did that a few times. Then we honestly, we put it down for a few months. We didn't do shit. And then funnily enough, he was my first guest when I got this whole idea to start this podcast. He was my first guest, and we were just talking about shit, and he ended up becoming my co-host. So like we've been doing them together ever since episode 1. And even before that, obviously he owns this house, so we figured this room would be a perfect place to do it.
Yeah. This is a nice little like spot. Sure.
It took a while, but literally it was all just consistency. Like he'll tell you, like there was times like, and I'll tell you too, there was times where I was bitching. Like I was scared about like just posting it, just doing it, like what people would think. Now I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, that's where it got crazy, because him and I were working at the same job for a while.
Do you guys work now?
Yeah.
Obviously. Yeah. What do you guys do?
We work in the school district.
Cool. Awesome.
Yeah. So him and I were working together at the same job. Mind you, we were janitors.
Okay.
And so we were miserable. I'm not going to get too deep into that.
Yeah.
Corporate nightmares. But he had this idea and he wanted to run with it, but I didn't know what I wanted to do. I was still kind of playing. Like I know I wanted to buy some real estate, but I didn't know what my passion was. I didn't know what I wanted to pursue. And he would talk to me about the podcast, and I would just shoot him like ideas. Like, yo, what if you did this? Or you like just do this?
Just building.
Yeah, just building. Like coming up with ideas. Like, yo, you can cop this equipment right here, and you can already, and we were talking about buying equipment. We were talking about all that stuff right here. And then I was a guest, and then I don't know how it happened. Like,
and this was always like we were always scheming on like something. Like what could we do to like
get out of this shit?
Yeah,
figure it out.
Yeah, no, that's what's up.
So it kind of just happened that way. And truthfully, I love it. Like if you obviously didn't know me even a year ago, even like a week ago, you didn't even really know me. So I was never the talker. Like I was never the kind of guy that was like out. Like I mean, I was outgoing, but I was never like really the social person. I'm like you. I'm like a homebody. I don't I'm not the go out, like rub elbows with people kind of person. That was never me. So this was a big shell and a big, I guess you could say, fear I kind of had to get over. We're just talking to people in general because I was never good at it.
That's what's up, though. I mean, you seem like you could talk to people.
Thank you. That's it.
You're probably better than you thought. You probably just weren't comfortable.
Yeah, that's like what it was. It was like a fear. It was an anxiety thing. It was like, again, like that fear of judgment. But that's just all shit that I think comes with like any creative endeavor. Everybody has those feelings, but it's about just doing it. And then our biggest thing was consistency. Like we've posted an episode every single Thursday since episode 1.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, how many are we at right now?
This episode will be 37, I believe.
Okay,
so for 37 weeks straight. Yeah. Every single week we posted an episode.
And what's that statistic too? It's like if you got past episode 21, you're considered
in the top
to be
1%
the top 1% of podcasters in the world.
Yeah,
which is crazy.
Well, see, like that's the thing. Like, no, that just shows you like 99% of people will quit after how many weeks?
21, I guess.
21, depending on how 21 weeks. 90% of people will quit. What they're probably saying is their dream to do.
Yep.
21 weeks. What is that?
And they're saying episodes.
And this is what you're doing.
Yeah.
So, like, it's not like we're working hard. I mean, I know you guys have to work hard on the back end, but, like,
when you get to just sit down and talk to people, like, that's as cool as it gets. And, like, with something like this, what's cool about it is, like, I don't know shit about what you really do before you come in here. Like, obviously, I do a little bit of research. I try to, like, know, like, what I can know so I can ask you good questions.
Okay.
But, like, I get to learn so much from, and I'm sure he expresses the same feeling. Like, I get to learn shit from people every day that I would have never known if I didn't do this. Yeah. And, like, from some very smart people. We've had a teacher on who's traveled the world. We have people like you who is very like systemized in the whole jewelry game, and you understand that very well. Yeah, we've had NFL players, and these are all like realms of life that I have interest in, but I'll never get to really experience myself because it's not my thing.
Yeah.
So you get to learn a lot from literally every time we do a podcast, and some of my favorite ones to do are just with our friends, like where we get to kick back, get a little drunk, get a little high, bullshit, like just kick it. Yeah, those are really good podcasts too, but. Really, all it is like we get to.
I would love to be on one of those too.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
For sure. For sure.
Those are the best, man. We'll definitely we'll definitely have you on again at some point in the future. Like that's just you're a good guest. You're a good talker. You're fun to talk to. Like,
and we can help each other too. Like, say we get Dave East on the pod, I'm like, yo, Dave, I know this dude. He can make a killer chain, bro. Like, go check him out.
Hell yeah.
Trust.
Hell yeah.